Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday, April 11th. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start already, and we appreciate you spending some of your morning here with us at Mornings on Main Street. Coming up, we learn about a volunteer orchestra that is dedicated to bringing musical and artistic experiences to all of us here in Middle Tennessee. We are going to hear from the founder and conductor of the Middle Tennessee Sinfonietta. He shares with us the Sinfonietta's success and what shows they'll be hosting to wrap up the spring season. After that, there is another Tennessee man who owns a shop here in Middle Tennessee where he has a number of incredible treasures, some even being the old baseballs and the boxes they came in to show off an almost pristine ball that Ty Cobb never threw and Babe Ruth never hit. I'm talking John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville. Our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, made a trip there, and he is going to share with us all the treasures that can be found. And then I'm taking you to an Italian deli owned by a former Middle Tennessee State football player who happened to fall in love with a Murfreesboro native. He then decided to bring his Italian family tradition to Murfreesboro. Stay with us this morning because in a little bit, I will introduce you to Domenico's Italian Deli there in the square. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. 10 Tennessee counties, 2 being Rutherford and Cannon counties, were officially declared disaster areas by FEMA in the categories of public assistance and individual assistance. FEMA's public assistance program is there to help communities recover costs for debris removal, life-saving emergency protective measures, and restoration of public infrastructure. For more information and to learn more about getting assistance, visit murfreesboropost.com. Also, the first round of approvals for master's degrees programs at Middle Tennessee State University have been granted in organizational and professional communication, digital media, music business, project management, and tourism and hospitality management. These programs will align with student and workforce demands. Learn much more about what needs to be finalized in this and the next steps by going to mainstreetmediatn.com. And get a look at this. Southern fiddle playing musician, songwriter, and longtime Mount Juliet resident Charlie Daniels now has a mural on Mount Juliet's oldest building. Artist Michael Cooper recently put the finishing touches on the mural that's at the center of the image of enthusiastically patriotic Daniels with his signature hat, along with the words Charlie Daniels and life dates 1936 to 2000. Read more on who commissioned this mural and what Daniel's widow is saying about it by heading over to chronicleofmountjuliet.com. Let's get a check of our forecast to find out what's in store for us with the weather. We're turning to our friends at Tennessee Valley Weather for that information.
Hey folks, happy Tuesday and thank you for stopping by Tennessee Valley Weather for this quick update. Beautiful weather in yesterday, fingers crossed that trend continues for today. I don't think you're going to be disappointed as we look ahead to this afternoon and for tomorrow as well, but we do have to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on cloudless skies as we anticipate a chance for a few sprinkles again in the not too distant future. Here's a look at satellite and radar together. Backing up into yesterday, ridge of high pressure over the Appalachians, sending waves of good weather energy our way over the course of Monday. Today included in that as well. Here's Futurecast. And other than a few fair weather clouds across the mid-state region, we're looking just fine as we head through this afternoon. Temperatures, as a result, will be warming nicely for today, also for tomorrow as well, as a streak of good weather days continues here for your Wednesday. Now, ultimately, we do see some changes in the near future. Moisture is going to build in from the south on Thursday, bringing in a chance for a few scattered rain showers over portions of the area. Now, again, that's not going to be widespread rain, but we'll be watching for just a few little scattered areas of shower activity on Thursday. That carries over into a while Friday. Temperatures rebound nicely for the most part this weekend. We're looking again for clouds and sun mixed with a chance for a few spotty areas of rain and then a dry start next week. week, but it will be cooler as a slightly more cooler air mass works its way back into the mid-state region. That is the latest from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Here's a final look at your forecast. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, have you heard of the Middle Tennessee Sinfonietta? This is a volunteer orchestra that is dedicated to bringing both the musical and artistic experiences to all of us here in Middle Tennessee. This was founded in January of 2021, and we have the founder and the current music director with us, Jeffery Keever. First off, Jeffery, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
First, I guess before we get into the shows, why did you want to create something like this for the rest of us?
Well, it all happened in the start of the pandemic era. I was a grad student at MTSU, and I started to think a little bit about what I wanted to do after the fact. And there wasn't a specific group around the area that I could find that was dedicated to a volunteer orchestra, but also about artists as a whole, an artistic community. So I began putting out some feelers, and there's a lot of interest. And we started in the pandemic, all masked, socially distanced. We did a virtual concert with about 21. And now we're capped at 75. We've grown so much, and we've really pushed the boundaries for a volunteer orchestra as well as the artistic collaborative affairs that we are doing.
And what are you hearing from people? What has this been like for them to have something that you offer like this available?
It's really great from a musician standpoint. A lot of people that aren't getting a lot of opportunities to perform are now having the opportunity to perform some classic works as well as some pieces that might not be as famous. And on the artistic side of things, it's been really inclusive. We've done anything from publishing a book to doing some Nutcracker productions, to poetry, and really anything in between. And it's been a really uplifting journey to welcome the artistic community and strengthen a collaborative affair between all of the fine arts and increase the awareness. A lot of the community has really appreciated us introducing a multi-artistic approach to concerts that is not really done a lot, and it should be done more.
I agree with that 100%. You have quite a bit to pull from because your background is amazing, as I've been reading, and I'm going to share a little bit. So you have served as the head conductor for Middle Tennessee State University's concert orchestra. You were the assistant conductor for both the Middle Tennessee State University Symphony and the chamber orchestra. You have traveled quite a bit. You've been with the Tennessee Philharmonic Orchestra, the Vanderbilt University Orchestra. The list goes on. Is that helpful to be able to pull from so many, different areas and past experiences that you've had?
Absolutely. I think that the more connections you have, the easier it is to try and jumpstart and continue something like this. And especially at my time at MTSU and through the Tennessee Phil, I've made some really long-lasting connections that have propelled me to have such a success with this community orchestra. And it's just gone from there. All of our musicians have been really great in helping me because it takes a mountain to move this. So it's been really great. And I think that my experience has helped not only with just knowing the music and knowing what to expect, but also to reach out and to not have the fear of not succeeding and just to do something that hasn't been done before.
How many, volunteer musicians do you have?
Well, we average right now on concert, our most recent concert in March, we had 74 musicians. We're standing strong at that point. We're looking to have about that many for our May concert as well. And then some of the smaller concerts that we do, we limit the size down to about 40 or 50 musicians. So it really depends, but our contact list is really over 150 musicians strong. We have a lot of people that just come in when they can, play when they can, which is really great. And we range from students at a university to professional musicians that want more experience to people who might have left playing the instrument for a while and just want to get back into it. So we're very welcoming in different ages and different levels of the instrument playing.
Fascinating. So you guys right now are in your spring concert series. Is that correct?
Yes, we are ending the tale of spring 2023. We have the two main concerts left, one with the Middle Tennessee Choral Society and one just by ourselves with the composition competition winners. We will be premiering 3 works alongside Dvorak's Symphony No. 9. And then we are gearing up towards a bigger, even better season next year for 23 to 24.
And that would include your fall season, correct?
Yes, it would. Fall 2023, we are looking to do even more things, continuing our Nutcracker production, which is our annual sellout, which is really great, and doing even more concerts, one in the fall, one in the winter, possibly a premiere of a musical in Nashville. So we're gearing up towards a big season.
Oh, that's amazing. And I can just imagine the feeling that you have. I mean, you have brought all of this together. You're the one that's talking with musicians. You're talking with the attendees, that do come out to watch the Middle Tennessee Sinfonietta. So, I mean, what is that like for you at the end of each, either each series or each concert? What is that like?
It's really uplifting and it's really motivating to get that type of feedback. I mean, obviously, it's a great experience to go through the process, and even with just the musicians saying how much they appreciate it and how much it means to them. But even past that, to see a community come together and support not only music, but art as a whole is all I can ever ask for as a conductor and as a musician. And it is really uplifting to see the Middle Tennessee community come together for us.
Oh, that's amazing. And Jeffrey, I have to say, I'm a fellow Middle Tennessee State graduate. So it's so cool that is where, where you're doing things and where you went to school. So thank you for your time. Where can we continue to follow and track your concerts and your series?
Absolutely. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can search Middle Tennessee Sinfonietta. We have a website that stays up to date. You can join our mailing list as well. And we send out notices once a month for all of our concerts and all of our collaborative affairs. And potential sponsors and donors are welcome to go to our website and look us up as well.
Well, I know the video that the people have been seeing as we've been talking is not enough, and that they're going to be heading out to these series. So thank you for your time. We look forward to maybe catching up with you again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we get to hear from our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson. He takes us to another awesome spot here in Middle Tennessee. We'll be right back.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It was just a few cocktails at happy hour.
Really good drive.
There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around. I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Tell me your name, sir. Where you are right now?
Welcome back. And speaking of being back, of course, baseball season is here once again. And if you're a fan of that sport or others and love collectible items, there's a shop for you in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It is the John English Antique Sports and Cards shop. It's what you see right here. And to take us there today, we have our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, with us to tell us what we can find in this brick building. First off, Tom, thanks so much for coming in today.
I'm delighted to be here. Good morning.
Good morning. So talk to us about what's in this shop.
All manner of things, starting with when you walk in the door, there's huge display cases of baseball cards and other sports cards. But that's not the real important thing there. It is full of sports related historic items or just important for their time period items. There are pieces of athletic equipment. A good example, everybody who's played basketball in the last who knows how many decades has been smooth basketballs. There used to be laces, just like there are on footballs, on basketballs. John has some of these old basketballs there. It's hockey sticks, it's baseball bats, it's all manner of equipment that is old, and some of it tied to interesting individual stories.
Speaking of one story that you have in your article on this is that there's a specific baseball that's in mint or pristine condition, as one would say, but it is a ball that was never thrown, it was never hit, and the two individuals that you name is Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, John was showing me things that were very special and had stories behind them. And he opened up a case and took out a box that had a brand new baseball in it. And it said YMCA, and I don't believe it had the year on it, but it was a special playing ball or a ball for special play. And I said, so what? Did Ty Cobb pitch it? Did Mickey Mantle hit it? And he said, no, this ball was one that the Y made to send to American soldiers, doughboys in World War I, sent to Europe for their recreation play. And he has one that never got played. That is a cool sports memorabilia item.
I would say, and speaking of all of these items, how does one come across, a baseball like that, or some of the magazines that he has? Where do you find all of this stuff?
John said he's been collecting all of his life, just about. He was in a sports family. His father was a college and NFL coach. John was a star in high school and college, had a short bounce around NFL and professional league career. Then when he got into the workaday world, he was traveling, and he said he went shopping. He went to flea markets and old stores and collectible stores and just started collecting for his own amusement, for his own gratification. He said he had a special room in his basement, and he joked that it was referred to as Fort Knox, that ultimately he started sharing this at retail.
So now he's sharing it here in his shop. I guess you would have to know exactly what you're looking for to know, I guess, the value, what priceless or not, what a particular collectible has.
Yeah, he sets his own prices based on his knowledge of things and research. I mean, it's logical. He said everything here in the store is for sale. Some things have price tags on them that nobody's going to buy because I don't want anybody to buy them. So he is great to visit with. He's there on a lot of Saturdays. There's part of one room in the store that's almost like a living room, and just sit and talk, and share stories. I don't think he's ever met a stranger.
That's great. Is there anything that really surprised you, that kind of blew your mind of the collectibles that he has there?
There was a lot of stuff that was related to merchandising that was interesting. He had one baseball-related cigar box from back in the early 1900s that he had $1,000 price tag on. It was a beautiful piece, and just an example of sports and tobacco industry and advertising, all wrapped up into one. So things like that were intriguing to me.
What a phenomenal shop there. Thank you, Tom, so much for giving us a little bit of insight into Mr. John English's Antique Sports and Cards there in Shelbyville. We'll be sure to hopefully check that out. And I mean, again, if we can't get there in person, we can travel there through your words at mainstreetnashville.com.
Keep traveling, y'all.
Always. Thank you, Tom. Until the next time, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we're going to take a little trip to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to a family restaurant there. It's an Italian deli, and it's one that has incredible deli-style sandwiches. I cannot wait to share it with you. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners, and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
Welcome back. Well, there is an Italian deli in Murfreesboro Square that is a must visit. This is Jeff Murphy. Jeff and his wife Scarlett own Domenico's Italian Deli. I stopped in not that long ago to hear more of their story, how this restaurant got going, and why a former Middle Tennessee State football player wanted to open up his third-generation family store right in the heart of Murfreesboro. Let me now take you to Domenico's Italian Deli and introduce you to Jeff Murphy.
In January of 2020, me and my wife opened Domenico's Italian Deli here on the square in Murfreesboro, and something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm originally from California. My grandparents immigrated from Italy many years ago, settled on the West Coast in the East Bay of San Francisco, opened Domenico's Italian Deli, the original location that's still there today. And then got a football scholarship to come out here in 2010. Met my wife, who's born and raised from here, and decided to open our second location, I guess you could say, of Domenico's Italian Deli here in Murfreesboro. What I like, might not be with you, but I always get people to start with the Laney, or if they want something Italian, the Soprano or the Italian combo. They like spicy stuff, the Italian beef. We sell a ton of Reubens. So it just kind of depends. We got hot sandwiches, cold sandwiches, everything in between you can kind of think of. Got a big list of signature sandwiches that we've kind of created over the years and that we have back home. And then you can also create your own. You can kind of pick whatever meats and cheeses you want, hot or cold, anything in between, and customize it however you want. So it's a pretty big menu. It's funny when you open a business, like you try and think of everything, but there's so many little things at the last minute. So we were all in here. My wife's family was in here working and putting up stuff and getting it all ready. And then throughout the last couple of years, my brothers have come out, my sisters have come out. So it's cool when they get to come out and see it, and it's awesome feeling. It's very prideful for me. Continuing that family legacy and being Italian, family is everything. So being able to kind of continue to do that and do it somewhere, and it's a completely different market. Like in anytime you start a business, you really know how it's going to go. But it's just been an awesome experience, and being able to do it's like I'm around my family every single day. I always thought that I'd come to school, go back home, and run the original location with my brothers and my mom, but obviously God had a different plan, and I met my wife, and this is something I've always wanted to do. And when I got done playing football, I worked for my wife's family, who owns Rick's Barbecue here in Murfreesboro. So it was like, instead of making Italian sandwiches, I made barbecue sandwiches for a while and ran that. And then I learned so much from them, from my in-laws, which there's no way without that experience and help with them I could have opened this. We do a smoky sandwich that I created. That's actually the barbecue from Rick's Barbecue here. The pulled pork, smoked ham, smoked cheddar, smoked bacon on a toasted roll. And that's a really popular sandwich as well. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. And we know so many people now that we've been here almost 3 years that you become really close with people. So you can tell when people tend to have a bad day, but they come in here, and I've had people be like, you know what, like, you just made my day. Just talking to me, You're always, in a good mood, and I try and express that to my staff too. Like, we're here to make sandwiches, yes, but when people walk in here, like it's more than just a sandwich. It's an experience. It's, getting to know people and taking care of people like you'd take care of your family.
I want to thank Jeff for his time. I was also able to meet his wife, Scarlett, and their kiddos. It's a beautiful family. Thank you guys for being so hospitable and allowing me to come in and really take a look at your restaurant. Of course, before I left, I had to order lunch to go. So I went away with the Italian combo, the smoky, the broccoli and cheddar soup. Before I get to the dessert, I do want to say the smoky was absolutely on point. The bread was toasted. It was delicious. I took that to my husband. He loved it. The Italian combo, also really good if you want a nicely made cold sandwich with a lot of meat. And before I talk about the dessert that you see right there, I want to reference a movie with one of the best lines. It is from The Godfather. Here we go.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Take the cannoli. This is the cannoli that you would be taking and want to make sure that you have to for a dessert. It was on point. It was so good. But again, Jeff, Scarlett, thank you so much. Well, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a national day that we would like to highlight this morning, and it is all about the pets. We'll be right back.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
At Miss Lucille's, we go for apple pie. A place that feels like a home away from home. A comfortable place to bring your family from out of town. It's a place where great conversations are had. It's a place where you can shop 200 small businesses in one location. It's a place for you to shop for gifts for any occasion or just to treat yourself. Come on down to Miss Lucille's. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back. Well, we cannot let April 11th go by without recognizing National Pet Day. Whether your pet's a dog, cat, hedgehog, iguana, hamster, I could go on with the list of possible pets out there. But those of us who have pets, we know how vital these companions can be. So on this day, I'd like to share with you the Miller pets that we have in our house. We have Foxy, who is the cat I've had the longest, had her since 2010. She's moved all around with me. She has been such a staple for me. After that, we have Otis that I rescued in Paducah, Kentucky. You have Mora, that is our English setter that we rescued from a Humane Society when I worked in Paducah out of Metropolis, Illinois. And then Ellie, our gray cat, we took in after my mom passed. But again, these four animals really just brighten up our days each and every day. On this day, if you have that pet at home, make sure you maybe give them an extra treat. But something tells me, like us, you do that anyways. Well, thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow on Hump Day. Have a good one.